Hi and welcome to Polly Puts the Colour On. In this video I'm going to be sharing an update on some of the current WIPs that I'm working on and the remaining pages that I'm really hoping to get done in October because I've got quite a few buddy colours. So let me get these books moved out of the way and we will start with Lulu's House of Wonder. So I have got two buddy colours set up in this book. One thing I have done is I have gone through and on all the pages where the little character is, I've coloured her hair and all of her skin. Haven't done any of her outfits, but I've sat over a couple of nights. Kept out, I think I used two colours for the hair, two colours for the skin, and like just one light colour and then one little slightly pinky colour for the little pink cheeks, and just use the same colour from the face on kind of legs and hands and arms. Obviously some pages haven't got that character on, so literally went through, done all of that, so that will all match now. And obviously her outfits are different, but when I do colour the outfits, just in case some of them are repeated, which I don't think they are, I think they are all different, but I might make a note of the colours that I use on them just in case I want to reuse the same colour. You know, I might want to use the same colour scheme again. It's like, that's a flowery dress, that's a flowery dress. Yes, it's a different sort of flowers, but maybe I might want to use the same colours. So yeah, when I do get around to colouring pages with a character on, I think I will make a note of the colours of the clothes just in case. Might not need it, but you know, I'd rather have it and not use it than, you know, be wondering what colours I had used. So this is one of the first buddy colours that I've got to share with you. It is rather close to being done. I have been working on a colour palette here. You can see I've done a tiny little swatch and written down the code. That's the word I was looking for, the code for each of the pens. I've kept them to one side in my little Otter pencil case that I keep kind of markers, pencils in for kind of current projects I've got on the go. Because I always try and make sure that if I've got a few pages on the go, that I'm using like a different brand of pencil for each page. If, you know, I've got a couple on the go with pencils, so then I can put all the pencils together because I'll know which ones are from which page, because, you know, one page might be Prisma, one might be Castle Art, and so on. So yeah, I'm working on my Hoo Hoo markers on this page. Haven't got too much left to do. I think I've used all of those colours, the green, obviously that colour for the flowers, and I've used the light purple. So now I just need to decide, am I going to do blue for the background and dark purple spots and detail on the hat, or do I do a dark purple sky and then do blue details on the hat? I'm kind of leaning towards the dark purple, I think, for the sky, just so that the little stars show up better, because I think if I use the blue, I don't think it's going to pop enough. I think I might be brave and go for the dark purple on the background, but a bit undecided at the minute, so we'll see. I may come in and do a little bit of pencil shading on the fox as well, maybe add a little bit of gel pen details, and I'll use some kind of sparkly pen or paint for the edge, but that page shouldn't take too much longer to do. One evening at the most, and hopefully that'll be done. Just need to decide which colour to do for the background, the blue or the dark purple. Like I said, I think with the dark purple, but we'll see. And I should point out as well, this colour palette I've come up with from Zoe. Zoe's shared loads of different unusual Halloween colour palettes for you to use on Zoe's Cozy Colouring. I'm sure, Zoe's Cozy Colouring, I'll link her channel down below. It's been one of those weeks where my brain's just not quite firing on all cylinders and things getting a bit muddled up, but I'm sure you'll know who she is. She's absolutely lovely and the queen of cute and cozy pages. So I've used this same colour palette for this page as well. This page actually I started first. We'll just take the marker off so you can see the corner of this page. I really quite like how it's turned out. It is a bit different. Yeah, I think it'll look all right once I've finished it. I just need to work out what colours I'm going to use. I'm thinking I might need to add in one or two more colours, because that's the bit I'm struggling now with the characters. I think I might end up doing a few more of them in the kind of R200 colour. That would work, just to add a bit of that colour up at the top to make that a bit more balanced. but I think I will come in with a bit of pencil shading on the tree, just so that's not quite so orange. And I'll probably come in with maybe some gel pen detail, kind of maybe on the edges of the tiles, just so that, I mean, you can see the line art, but I don't know, it just kind of looks like a big purple blob there. I really like the light purple. I think that looks pretty. So yeah, again, this is another page, shouldn't take too long. Had a little go at doing a little bit of a simple glow on this page, and then as I was coming in and filling other bits, realised I'd completely forgotten about that light, and then I couldn't remember what yellows I'd used there because they weren't from this colour palette. I did them first, so kind of kicking myself on that, but I'll probably go in with gel pens and try and make that match as best I can with the other glow bits, but I'll do that kind of at the very end. So hopefully that one won't take too long. So again, this one's a buddy colour. I think this one's a buddy colour with 2 people, actually, this one. So definitely going to get that one done because, like I say, not too much left to do. And like I said, that one, again, not too much left to do. And I will pop this colour palette safe somewhere, perhaps in the back of my colour planner, or I've got a little notebook that I keep bits and pieces in as well, because it is quite a pretty palette. And obviously it is definitely one, can work for Halloween, but obviously it could definitely work other times of the year too. And it's nice, you know, I've got all the numbers written out, so could be useful to keep. So that's my first 2 WIPs from Lulu's House of Wonder. So I will link all the books that I can down in the description below. There will be Amazon affiliate links, but obviously it won't cost you anything extra to purchase that way, but it does help to support the channel. So the next WIP I've got, again, is another buddy colour. This one is Tales from the Witch's Cottage, and I've got this done so far. So I've used Inktense, and I kind of started out with the flames, and then I thought, initially I was thinking I'd do the same colours for all of these bits, and then I thought, I don't know. So I decided to go for this kind of tealy, greeny kind of colour for the dragon, mixed that through there, kind of decided then that this bit wasn't going to be flames, it was going to be more like the magical potion that the dragon was emerging from. So that's kind of then why I added like a bit of the red, which is the same red from the flames, just to tie that bit in, but then brought in like the pinky purple colour. So I've done all of that so far in Inktense, based the pages in the book in Inktense. That's obviously it so far, but to be fair, that is a good chunk of the page, really. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do like a burgundy, maybe red colour for the, I mean, you can't see very much of it, but for like the book cover. And then I'll bring some of the other colours that I've already used in to help colour the little bits and pieces. You see there, I've started with the crystals, using the same colours as there, so I'll do the same thing with those crystals as well, and probably use a load of gel pens on all the little details here to make them nice and sparkly. And I might not bother with much with a background at all, or if I do, I think it might just be like a bit of chalk pastel or something, because there's all these little fiddly bits here, and I don't have the patience for that. So if I do a background, I think it'll just be a little bit around here, little bit there, because that's a bit slightly bigger there, isn't it, and the bit kind of along the top. But I don't think I'll be adding anything in there because I can't be bothered. It's too fiddly, and sometimes it's, you know, less is more, isn't it? So I'll see how it's looking once I do all the rest, and then I'll see what I do for the background. But I'm really liking how it's turning out so far. Inktense works beautifully on this paper. You know, it's not gone through at all, even though I have used some relatively dark colours, and I do like how they've kind of mixed all together. So yeah, really pleased with how that's going so far. So again, that shouldn't take too long to get finished. Then I've got yet another buddy colour. It's been the month of buddy colours this month, which has been great. And again, it's another Hannah Carlson book, which is brilliant because I do love her books, and actually I've not coloured that much from her books in the last few months. So it's been nice to get to a couple of her books this month. So the buddy colour that I'm working on is this one. So again, I have got a fair bit done. Realistically, this also won't take me too long because I just need to work out a colour combo for kind of their top, and I'll use that set of colours on their trousers. I'll probably reuse, well, what I'm thinking, I might then choose another colour for the mushrooms, and then use that colour on the hats and also the shoes, because I don't want too many colours on this. I want it to be quite a kind of neutral, very cohesive kind of colour palette. And then in the background, I don't know what to use yet. I might use my water-soluble crayons, gel crayons maybe, but I want quite a moody looking sky, I think. But then having it a bit lighter here, where obviously there isn't the raindrop. So I might add maybe a bit of a magical glow or something there, perhaps. I don't know. Depends on how brave I'm feeling. It might be that I just go for darker sky, kind of a dark ground, and then just slightly a lighter blue. But not a bright blue there. So I'll see what colours I've got in the different mediums I use for backgrounds, my chalk pastels, gel crayons and things. See what's going to work. And I'll use some gel pens or some metallic paints for like all the little jewellery parts, just to add a little bit of bling to the page. And probably use gel pens for the raindrops. So yeah, again, that's another one. It shouldn't take too long. I'm using my Castle Art Gold pencils for this, which I've not used them much. I've only had them for a few months. I've used them in Erie's new book, and it's worked. I love them on that paper. It was brilliant. They've not they're working okay on this paper, but you know when you're just using them and you're like, I don't like them quite as much on this paper. So I'm sticking with them because I do really like the colours in that set, and I think for kind of the look that I want to achieve on this page, they've got just the right kind of neutral, vintagey kind of colours that'll be just the job. Because like I say, they're not working badly, but they just don't feel amazing on this paper. But yeah, liking how this is turning out. Quite like the colour that I went for the skin, because I wasn't sure whether to do a green troll in the end. And I was like, I don't know. You see a lot of the green ones, that seems a bit predictable. So I just kind of went for more like a greyish sort of colour. And I think that's turning out quite nice. So that's Tales from the Forest, I think that one, isn't it, by Hannah Carlson. So I really love how that one's going. And then the rest of the pages that I've got to share with you aren't actually WIPs, but they are pages that I am still definitely planning on getting done this month. So the first one I've got to share with you, again, it's a buddy colour, so I do really want to make sure I get to it. And it's A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayo. And the page that I'm doing is going to be this one. So this will be really nice because this will give me a double page spread. I think I did this one last year. So it'll be really nice to have a double page done. This page I did with Tombow brush markers, the water-based ones, and some gel pens, obviously a bit of washi tape around the edge. So I'm thinking I'm going to use my Tombow dual brush markers again for this page with some gel pens, just because then they've been coloured the same way, and I think it will blend, you know, that they'll match quite nicely then. Not necessarily going to match this colour scheme, although I do kind of see them with red capes, so I guess it will sort of tie in, because obviously we've got red capes on there, so that would match. And also I think if I do use Tombow brush markers, obviously it'll be relatively quick to colour. And I do use them quite often in Lulu Mayo's books because they're relatively small. So if you're careful, yes, you might get a bit of streaking, but if you colour in the right direction, you can kind of make it look as if it's part of the texture. Like there for the fur, I kind of coloured out and round. So yes, you've got some brush marks, but it's just made it look like it's texture in the fur. So I quite like how that looks. So I'll try and do the same thing here. Again, that shouldn't take too long once I get to it. Hoping, obviously I've got half term for the last week in October. So although we are out a fair bit, we've got a few evenings out planned, different Halloween events that we're going to as a family. We'll be at home a bit in the daytime. Obviously I can get a bit of colouring done then. So I think it should be all right getting all of my buddies done. And then I've got this book. So far, the only bits I've got coloured in this, and I have been making a note actually of, so I've got colours for the chick, the puppy, the bunny, the capybara and the poodle, because I've coloured these first two, and then I coloured this one. So I made a note of the colours of the characters there. And the page I've got picked out is this one. Again, this is a buddy colour one. So I have got colours for the puppy because obviously he's there, so I can just look at my little note that I've put in the front. And all I did was just use one colour actually for the puppy, not done any patterns or anything on him. So his actual body, obviously I know what marker I'm using there. No idea, to be honest, on the colour scheme for this one. I did think about trying to make it look a bit Halloween-y, but I don't know. I might give up on that and just pick colours that I like, or I might maybe have a look and see if I can find a nice colour palette, batch a few markers to it, and take it from there. I think as long as it's one that's got like a brown and a green in, obviously I could probably make it work for this page. Again, because it's alcohol markers, and I don't generally do any shading with pencil in my cute and cozy books. Shouldn't take too long because it's only small, isn't it? I can add some gel pen details and things, but I think this will be a really fun one to colour. So I do really like the detail of like the vine going round and the little envelopes and things, and the cute little hedgehog down there. I think it is a very sweet page. But I think I might add like a bigger nose on the hedgehog, because every time I look at him I think I feel like he just needs a slight bigger nose, because his face looks a bit off to me. So when you see this one completed, have a look, see whether I've added a slightly bigger nose to him, because you just look at him, it looks like he's completely missing a nose. Yeah, I think I'll be drawing that in. I don't normally, but I feel like he needs a little black button nose on the end of his little snout there. So that one is Cozy Cuties by Coco Wyo. And then this one, again, it's a buddy colour. This one's buddy colour with 2 people. One of my buddies has already got it done. It looks amazing. And the buddy colour's a bit like me, hasn't quite got to it yet, but is still planning on it. We decided on the Halloween page here for kind of the title bit, which will work out quite nicely, because the other one I've got coloured in this book was this one, which is obviously kind of the title page bit for sort of this first section. So I did write down the colour combinations when I coloured this page for the bunny and the bear. And I did write down the colours for their little sailor outfits, because in the first little bit, when I can find it, they have got their little sailor outfits on again. So I thought, oh, that'll be useful. You know, it'll be a while before I get to this, but when I do, I know what colours I'm using. So I don't have colours yet worked out for the little squirrel, and it's hard to work. They're in their little costume, so it's been hard to work out which character that is. When you look at the start, you can see most of the characters. So I don't think it's the rabbit, because obviously the ears don't look right. Don't think it's that character. So I don't know. I think maybe it's a new character. But anyway, I'll make a note definitely of the colours that I use on the squirrel. I'll go for a dark sky. I used Black Widow pencils when I coloured in this book before. So I think I'll stick with my Black Widow, especially because there is a lot of little fiddly details and they sharpen to a nice point. So I think they should work really nicely for the fiddly bits. And I know they work quite nicely on this paper with using them before. So I think once I get to it, this shouldn't take too long. I think I probably will go for orange pumpkins. I might make a couple of them like greeny yellow, perhaps, just to add a little bit of interest. But I think the one that they're wearing will definitely be orange. Obviously a lot of green leaves, like I say, dark sky. Don't know what colours to go for the little ghosts. And I don't know whether to paint the background to match in the first bit. I think I probably will. As you see in this first bit, I used a little bit of watercolour paint on every other stripe. It was a little bit fiddly to do. I haven't got the steadiest hands, so they're not the neatest lines, but it's not completely terrible, and I do like just the added interest it gives. So I might do the same thing, maybe use like a really light green or a really light orange or something. I don't know, some colour that hopefully will match with the rest of the colour scheme. So yeah, that one, once I get to it, it'll take a little while with it being pencil, but actually, although it's a big book, it isn't too much to colour, is it? It is a relatively small bit, so definitely planning on getting this done still, because it would be lovely to have another page coloured in this book, because it's absolutely amazing. And like I say, it's with 2 buddies, so really want to get to that one. Then this one, by the time you watch this video, this page will already be coloured, because this is the one that I'm going to be doing for my last live stream in this month, which will have come out, like I say, before this video is recorded. So if you do join me on my live streams, you'll already know what colours I decided to go for this page. Now, this book isn't single-sided, but when I bought it, I kind of figured I didn't pay that much for it, and I figured I've got so many books, I've got quite a few Disney ones. If I want to use my alcohol markers, so long as the image on the back is one I'm not bothered about, I'll use my alcohol markers. This one is a cool image, but I really can't see me colouring it, so this one will be done with alcohol markers, which is why I'm going to be doing it on a live stream. So I'm thinking, and you'll obviously know if you've already tuned in, like I say, that I'll probably just colour the characters. Maybe leave the ghosts as they are, because I think if not, it's going to be a bit busy. But it's hard to know until the central bit's done, kind of how busy the page will look. But yeah, this looks like a really fun one to colour. My daughter picked this one out because it reminded her of our trip in the summer to Disney in Florida, because we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And they do have the characters all dressed up in different outfits. So when she looked, I was like, pick a page from this book. So she had a look through and she's like, oh, it's got to be this one because it's got Pooh Bear on. So yeah, that one, I say, you can have a look on the channel. There should be a live stream for that one. And this book, Spooky Moments by Jade Summer. I love Jade Summer's colouring books. They're just absolutely awesome. It's the characters, I think, and just the composition. It's just, yeah, definitely my favourite cute and cosy books. So this page is going to be my members only live stream page, because for my memberships, kind of to tie in with the names of the different levels, I do one live stream a month and one members only video a month, and it's going to be cat themed, not from one particular book or one particular artist, but whenever I do a members only live stream and a members only video, it will be a page that's got a cat on. So I thought, well, I wanted a Halloweeny page with it being October, and I thought, actually, spooky moments, although this can obviously be coloured all year round, but it would be nice to get another page done in this one. So looked through, again, my daughter helped me to pick, and she settled on this one with the cat making like the monster cat, which I think is a really cool one. And I'm going to be using all sorts of weird and wonderful colours, I think, for the little potions, and just go a bit wild, I think, with colours, but maybe make it a little bit moody as well. I don't know. We'll see what I'm feeling when I start colouring it. Sometimes I kind of pick out a colour palette. Quite often I wing it depending on how the mood takes me. So yeah, this one, if you'll remember, you'll be able to see this one being coloured on a live stream. So that's Spooky Moments by Jade Summer. And again, this one's going to be for my members. We've got Catitude by Camilla Derrico. And this one is an uncoloured book at the minute, so it'll be really nice to get a page done in this one. There's a flip through up on the channel. And it is this cat bread page. So this page, you'll see me doing this page from start to finish in my members only video that will be out on the last day this month, because that's what I'm going to do for my members only video. It's going to be literally the last day each month that it will come out for you. Not too sure what mediums to use yet. I'm thinking I might use maybe distress ink for the background. Not too sure what to do for the actual cat yet. Might try my water soluble crayons. I don't have Neocolor 2s, so that's why I'm not saying Neocolor 2s. I've got like, a knockoff cheap substitute. They do work quite nicely though, but I just need to check if I've got the right sort of colours for doing the cat and the bread, because I do kind of want to make the cat a similar colour to bread. I'm picturing a brownish cat to go with the bread. Quite a neutral page really, because I'm probably going to stick with bread type colours for the background as well. So it might kind of end up a bit boring. It might be that I completely change my mind and go for a really colourful background and just brownish bits in the middle. We'll see. I'm thinking I might make the eyes a bit colourful and then the rest quite neutral, so that the eyes really pop, and we'll see how that looks. So yeah, if you'll remember, then you'll see me doing this page start to finish. So obviously it's not too late for you to become a member. I've got different levels. Each one is named after our cats, up from Figaro, Monty, Luna, up to the Omega tier, which is the top tier, and that's our pet cat, who's sadly no longer with us. We lost him a few years ago. but we just had to include him. So he's the name of the top level tier. And then I've got 2 pages that are complete to share with you. These were both done on live streams. These were just my normal kind of weekly live streams that's done on a Monday evening. It is a lot of fun, so feel free to drop by, or you can catch the videos, on my channel. Obviously, you can watch back at a later date. I do quite often do cute and cozy pages using my alcohol markers. Sometimes I do decide to do something with pencil. Just kind of depends on how the mood takes me. But alcohol marker pages do work quite nicely because for how long they take me to do, it kind of is a nice run time for a live stream for me. So I did recently one in Creepy Kawaii Halloween, and I did this page. So I did pick out a colour palette and tried really hard to stick to the colour palette. I was just struggling because there's so many elements. Somebody on the live stream suggested adding the green in because I'd done most of the bits, and then I was just struggling for the little worms because if I'd have done them the dark purple while they were next to the dark purple, if I'd done, it just couldn't work out. So someone was like, maybe add green. So I scribbled a few bits on a bit of paper, held it against the page, and was like, yeah, I think that'll work. So yeah, we added the green in there for the little worms. Obviously used it on that suite down there as well. And then I couldn't quite work out what to do for the background, so I decided on that weird little glow and then just a really dark background. And I quite like how it turned out actually in the end. A bit different. It's not what I'd kind of originally pictured when I'd seen the page. I had pictured it coloured like candy corn colours and more kind of traditional colours, but I really like actually how this turned out, that it did turn out a bit different to how I would normally colour. So yeah, this was all alcohol markers and then just a little bit of white gel pen, black gel pen over the eyes, because although they were printed dark, if I can show you, like they're printed dark but it's not like super dark, so I did go over with a gel pen just to darken those up, and then a silver gel pen on the whiskers, because obviously the whiskers there had got completely lost by the black background and it just didn't look quite right. So I decided to go on with the silver just so that they stood out. So yeah, that was done on a live stream. And the other page that I've done on a live stream this month is from Cozy Japan, and this one was a buddy colour page. Actually, this one was a buddy colour page as well. I forgot to mention that. I did check with both my buddies and they were happy for me to colour them on live stream, which kind of massively helped because I had an awful lot of buddy colours this month. So it did kind of help make sure that I could get them done as well, actually. So I did pick out just a few colours for this page. And I really like how it turned out. So I tried adding a bit of a glow again, which if you've been following my channel for a bit, you'll know I've been trying to experiment a little bit more with my alcohol markers. I do still keep it on the simple side. I don't add loads of texture and spend hours and hours on a page. And this page took about an hour and a half altogether, which, from start to finish, especially on live stream chatting as well. So I'm not always completely focused on the colouring. Didn't think it was too bad. So like I say, I did add a little bit of a glow effect round. Tried to add a little bit of a simple pattern there on their clothes. A little bit of a pattern to the water as well. So that's more than I normally do actually, like a lot more. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I really like the colours. I think it turned out really, really pretty. And I quite like how I used all the different greens that are kind of dotted through the page on the little bit there, like, because I'd kind of coloured all the other. I was like, I don't know what to do there because I don't want to just choose that. So yeah, I kind of decided to bring all the greens in and colour them there, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. So I do really like that. Remember, I ummed and ahed over what colour to do the fox for ages because I always do my foxes orange, but then when I was looking at my colour swatches, I was like, oh, that was far too orange, so I don't know what to do. I think it may have been Colouring Bumblebee suggested a particular marker to use because she was like, it looks like that on the swatch, but actually when you get it on your paper, I think that'll be the colour you're after. And she was right. Like such a pretty, it is orange, but it's not bright orange. It was just what I was after to balance with the rest of the page. I'm really pleased with how that one turned out. And again, that one was done on a live stream on a Monday in Cozy Japan by Jade Summer. So like I say, I have got quite a few buddies kind of either underway or still to go for this month, but really, really hoping that I can get them done, because I don't like letting people down. And you know, when they all pages that I'm excited to colour, and the kind of pages that, like the Halloween pages, so I don't really want to be colouring them after October. I mean, the only one, maybe that one, because that one isn't a Halloween page, but it's going to be an alcohol marker page. It won't take me too long to do. And like I say, I have got half term off at the end of the month. So although we've got family things to do, should still have a bit of time to colour in the daytime. So to have to insert this clip into the video, because I was just tidying away all of my books after recording, you know, my WIPs and what I was planning on still doing this month. Then realised, oh my goodness, how on earth have I forgotten this Halloween book by Hannah Carlson? Especially because I've got 2 buddies in it, and obviously it is a Halloween book. I definitely want to get to colouring in this in October. So far, all I've done in it is like literally that. I mean, technically it is a completed page, but you know, it's the world's smallest little motif. But I just had to colour in it when the book was delivered, hoping I might get to this month. But my priorities in this book are this page, which is one buddy colour, thinking it might be Inktense, and then some pencils. I don't know what pencils yet. I think I used my black widows for that, and they worked quite nicely, but I might try different pencils on here. We'll see. But yeah, probably Inktense and then some pencil work, maybe distress ink or something in the background for that one. And then the other buddy I've got in here is this awesome skull page. I'm thinking I'm probably going to use my Harmonious pencils, because I think they'll give me a really pretty colour palette. Colouring these with them having such muted tones, I think they'll work perfectly on this. And I might not even do a background. I might just leave it as those and leave the background plain, but we'll see what it's looking like once I've coloured the actual skull, see whether I think it needs anything extra. It might even just be like a little bit of chalk pastel, and then maybe splatter some watercolour paint on if I do anything. But like I say, I might just leave it as the skulls and let them kind of speak for themselves. Or I could maybe do washi tape just on the side edges, probably not top and bottom, because obviously that is going quite close to the top. But yeah, I couldn't not mention colouring in this book this month, especially because like I say, I have got 2 buddies in this as well. So yeah, definitely a lot to get done this month, but I'm up for it. We'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to get them all done. So like I've been mentioning, obviously check back start of November to get my October completed page video and see how I actually managed to do. Did I get everything done, and if I managed to colour them how I was thinking? I should hopefully be able to get everything all done. So hopefully you've enjoyed this update on my WIPs and kind of what I'm still planning to colour. Obviously check back for my October completed pages video in a few weeks time to see how I did, how they turned out, if what I was planning to do I actually stuck with, if you know things went a bit pear-shaped, all that kind of thing. So thank you so much for watching. If you've got to the end, perhaps you could add in like a Halloween emoji in the end, a pumpkin, a bat, a ghost or something to match with all my Halloween plans. So thank you so much for watching. Obviously please click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and it would be lovely to hear from you in the comments about which page in particular you're maybe excited to see finished. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.